The Chair recognizes the gentleman from Oregon, Mr. Blumenaur, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's a transportation agreement rumored to be in the works that would be short-sighted in the extreme if these rumors prove to be the case. A problem was created because for years Congress and the last two administrations have been unwilling to deal meaningfully with the large gap of funding for transportation created because we rely on an outmoded funding system based on the number of gallons of fuel consumed. With more efficient gas and diesel vehicles augmented by more hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric cars, the Transportation Trust Fund is locked into an inevitable downward spiral. Like the looming Social Security deficit, the longer we wait, the worse it will get. Not this year, but over the next few years, we should temporarily increase and then replace the gas tax with a system that is based on the amount of road use. The new legislation should be laying the foundation for this transition. Unfortunately, it doesn't. The rumored agreement would also take us backward on enabling alternative modes of transportation. In the last 20 years of transportation reform, we've used enhancement funding to get more out of the transportation projects. These include long-neglected and wildly popular bike and pedestrian safety programs, such as Safe Routes to School. In a recent Princeton survey, 83% of the public wanted these programs maintained or the funding increased. They place an emphasis on intermodalism so that transportation modes work together and minimize direct conflict between truckers, rail, and commuters that can paralyze not just transportation, but transportation planning. From what I can hear, efforts to provide incentives to fix it first are being undercut. You know, it's never as popular to maintain what you've got in face of the drumbeat of a few focused special interests for a new particular project. But fixing it first creates more transportation jobs, it provides more safety, it alleviates congestion and pollution, and has more overall economic impact. And it, of course, alleviates long-term pressure to create more roads that we can't adequately maintain. The bill before us also misses an opportunity to reform the system to have more performance-based environmental protections. We absolutely can make the process work better and faster. But the answer is not to gut the protections, which will only create more conflict and ultimately more delays. Projects take more time when they're not done right, when citizens are not involved with the planning and the myriad of interests aren't working together. Involving public in the planning process works. I'll never forget a conversation with a very conservative Republican mayor of Phoenix who told me that it was only when they got the citizens working together on a balanced transportation program of transit and roads that they were able to get the resources and the momentum to go forward. I will be extremely disappointed if the legislation shatters a coalition that I've been working for years to develop for the big picture, the big programs, and proper funding that's going to be necessary if we're going to be successful. It will be wrong if we have a scaled-down two-year extension that will make it harder to give the American public what they need, adequate resources that are sustainable over time, more economic opportunity, and more construction and maintenance employment. A good transportation program will protect the environment, enhance the quality of life, making our communities more livable and our families safer, healthier, and more economically secure.